Hi and welcome, I'm Lisa. Thanks for joining me here on the Whimsy Stamps channel for another card making tutorial. Today I'm sharing how to stamp a layered multicolor Nordic background, plus a little bonus. I'm sharing how beautiful the new Believe Word die looks when foiled using a hot foiling system. We're jumping right into this, trimming masking paper to a 1/2 inch strips. I'm using Avery removable labels, but you can use any masking paper you have on hand. You just want to make sure those strips are 1/2 inch wide. So I've cut an 8.5 by 11-inch piece, leaving me with a total of 22 strips. I do want to point out that I trimmed the ends of the Nordic stamp so that it fits in my MISTI. This technique is all about repeat stamping, so I feel it's best to use a stamp positioning tool. Also, I have a piece of removable tape and the magnets holding the cardstock in place. I won't have to worry about that cardstock shifting. Now, I've found the easiest way to approach this technique is to start with the lightest ink. We're starting with a stone colored ink and we're going to stamp the entire stamp. And we're going to do this twice. I want to make sure I have full coverage. So now that the background has been stamped, we can start laying down masking paper. And this is super simple. Just skip every other row when applying the masking. I do take my time with this. I'm covering the design and making sure that that masking paper adheres to the cardstock. Now, once I have the rows finished in one direction, we're going to work back in the opposite direction. Again, skipping every other row, and we're just creating a lattice pattern. So we're going to stamp with green apple ink the entire stamp. You want to cover the whole stamp. Once you have it stamped, remove the masking paper to reveal your multicolor Nordic background. Now you can stop here or you can repeat those same steps to add a third color. Let me show you. So just like the first masking, I'll skip every other row, but this time I want to be sure I'm masking off the rows with green. We're going to work in the opposite direction, again, making sure we're covering the rows with the green, and you can see that lattice pattern that we created there. So we're ready to stamp with our third and final ink, and I'm using Red Royal ink. Now, each time you stamp a color, you cover the entire stamp. This just makes it so much easier to create this layer multicolored background. Now for my favorite part, we'll go ahead, remove the masking paper to reveal that background, and it's so pretty. Now you can do this with any color. Blues are especially beautiful with this design. So while my Glimmer foil machine heats up, I'll go ahead and start adding the layers to a slimline card base. I've used red cardstock to create my 3.5 by 8.5 inch card base. And this is a great time for you to start making this your own using colors you prefer. So I used gold foil paper as a layer and then my stamped background. My machine is hot now, so we can start the foiling process. I have a piece of red cardstock along with the Believe Word die laid out here. The die goes cut side down on the cardstock. Using low-tack tape, I create a hinge so I can easily lay that die back. We're going to place a piece of foil shiny side up on the cardstock. Then we'll lay the word back down over that gold foil. We're going to flip this upside down, making sure we hold everything in place while we do it, and make sure that that die is laying on the heated platform. Go ahead, cover that up with the shim and plate that comes with the machine. You're going to push the button to start the timer and wait. Now, once the timer is done, it will go from a flashing green light to a solid green light. And when that happens, we remove the platform from the machine and we run it through the Spellbinders Platinum machine. You want to take your time with this and just crank it through slowly. Now you see there's a little bit of over foiling in some spots. That's okay because we're going to run this back through the die cutting machine with the shadow die, and it'll cut away the excess and over foiling, leaving us with this beautiful foiled Believe sentiment. So to finish the card, I simply used the Christmas branches die set with green, gray, and red glitter cardstock to die cut the pieces that create the arrangement around my Believe word. I'm using round foam adhesives so that I can adhere this to the center of my card. Now I do finish this off with gold pearls. And that's going to wrap up my time with you today. Let me know what you think about this easy layered multicolored background. For more information on the products you've seen in the video, click the links directly below to head over to the Whimsy Stamps website to check it out. I appreciate you so much for spending time with me today. Until next time, please take care.